Peace, everyone. I pray all is well. Perspective is important. Perspective is relevant. It is important to enjoy yourself. It is important to enjoy your life. But when it comes to addressing depression, when it comes to addressing these not so great feelings, it's kind of a major challenge or an opportunity to see how fun or enjoyment can come into play when going into that kind of a space. How do you define fun? Is it fun for you to numb your body and completely ignore that which you must face in order to alleviate yourself and cure yourself of depression? Or is it fun for you to go into states of being that allow you to prevent this state of being in the first place? The perspective that you're having, the definitions that you're having are going to really change the way that you are viewing the world within you, the world that is created all around you. As far as a fun experience when it comes to disciplining yourself, when it comes to creating order within chaos, right? And when I say this, I'm specifically thinking about routine. Having a routine is extremely important. Creating order within a chaotic environment or within a chaotic mindset is going to help you exponentially stay on course, stay on path, so that you execute that which you are supposed to do, and then also allot yourself extra time to do things that are a bit more fun, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't have fun enjoying the more disciplined aspects of our experience. The aspects where in which we are sticking to a routine, where we're sticking to a certain commitment that we make to ourselves in order to train ourselves to stay on point, to stay in alignment with the growth that we are seeking. One thing that I've realized over time as someone who really values this and has really benefited from this order and from this routine is that I can witness the ways in which I inhibit the cycles from playing out. So I'm very observant of my environment and the way that I feel within me. Especially when I am in a routine, I become very aware of the natural flow, the way that nature flows, the way that I flow within myself. And I notice that cycles take course. Cycles are a natural part of life. And there's much value to a cycle. There is it's a need to have these cycles, whether it's a menstrual cycle or a seasonal cycle or, the Krebs cycle. All of these things are a part of life. It's a part of our DNA. It's a part of our chemical and genetic composition. And then, of course, it goes out into the macrocosm. So I really value discipline. I really value routine. I really value sticking to the plan. But I also equally value the natural cycle. You see all the aspects of yourself, right? You consider all the aspects of your body, whether it be your energetic body, your auric field, whether it be your mental body, your emotional body. You also consider and observe the natural cycle and the ways that all these subtler aspects of you, which are one with your physical body, how they all kind of flow and how they all kind of dance with one another. You can see the ways in which a routine can also have a cycle. You can witness the ways in which there is space for a routine, for a set plan to have almost air to breathe, to move with this cycle that is naturally occurring. I'm communicating to you something that is experiential, and I'm learning as I observe and as I stick to a routine and as I give myself the space to move in harmony with nature and with the environment around me, that is not necessarily just, these trees and this rain, but also the beings that I'm working with. Generally, I keep to myself. I don't, even when I'm working with others, most people who have interacted with me know that I stay in my own space, and it doesn't mean that I value anyone less. It's just that in order for us to have a harmonious, is that the way you say it? Whatever. And in order for me to be in harmony with the beings around me, I have to be in harmony with myself. And that requires that I am in my solitude and that I do what I must. I get the work that I need to get done. There is an appropriate time for me to create with others. But being that there is such an abundance of work to get done in these times, I need lots of time to myself to create and to speculate on what my needs are as I evolve, as I consider the cycles that are occurring on the planet, within myself, around me. These are all things that I take into consideration. When it comes to depression, there are often people who have to stick to a specific plan, right? You have to get up at 6 a.m. to go to school, and you have to go through this 8-period flow of different classes, and then you have to go to practice, and then you have to go home, and then you have to operate within a certain confine, right? And so when there is this level of rigidity or this feeling of being tied down to a certain routine. All right, so I had to put a pause on that because my microphone died and all this other stuff. So anyways, when it comes to having to operate within a certain confine and really not being able to even be aware of all of these subtler bodies and the way that it's interacting with your routine, the way that it's interacting with the natural cycles, then it's going to be really challenging to actually take these things into consideration. It's going to be challenging to be in a state of all-encompassing wellness. What I've learned is that if we would like to create, I love you. Good night, Mama. Talk to you later. Bye. Anywho, when it comes to operating within a certain confine and not necessarily even being able to explore, to consider these subtler aspects of our body, these natural cycles that are very much existing and that are very much a part of experiencing a state of wholeness, a state of wellness, right? If that's for you, this might not be for everybody. I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm speaking for those who are wanting this. And not only who are wanting this, who are needing this. When it comes to my journey, I was very relentless in figuring out why I was so diseased. I really needed to find some resolve within myself. Or I needed to be wholeheartedly accepting of my state of being. And wholeheartedly accepting myself in a state of depression, in a state of apathy where I just could give less, it was not working for me because I was going to continue to live. And so, staying in a state in which I felt like I would rather die was just not in the cards for me. This is why I started to go in my own path. I started to truly explore the natural world. I started to truly reject that which was being insisted People insisted that I operate within a certain confine. People insisted that if I did not follow a specific regimen, I was not going to be successful, or I was not going to be able to live up to the expectation or the image that they had created or defined as success. And that is not to reject the importance of a routine, of creating a container wherein which you can be successful. Bruce, in this world, we're bound but by something that is extremely important to me and that I find will be of benefit to many people on this planet is considering these subtler aspects of your body and familiarizing yourself with what those feel like, what those really are, what your state of being really is in that respect, and then witnessing as you discipline yourself, as you bring yourself into a state of routine, as you make a concrete decision, as you make a choice to follow a regimen, to then observe and to see the ways in which you can actually amplify your state of wellness within that. It's like a control group. And you can expand yourself and you can start to create space for the cycle to be created naturally. It will naturally create itself. The cycle is a naturally occurring thing. And so if we are aware enough, which a lot of the times these routines create a level of awareness where in which you're able to witness the cycle being created, where you're able to witness what it is that you're needing to create space for as you continue to stick to your plan, as you continue to stick to your script, the one that works for you, the one that is enjoyable. Because there's no part in this where you're going to stick to a routine and then be miserable while doing it and then think that you're going to be able to grow from a state of misery or from a state of just complete suffering. When we have an attachment to an ideal, that is where suffering is stemming from, right? It is said that suffering is created from attachment. And, we can be attached to all kinds of things, to toxic substances, to toxic people, to toxic traits within yourself. But we can also be attached to an idea or a way of life that is perhaps designed to help, and as a result, creating a sense of rigidity. So I pray that this was helpful in any way, that you start to practice becoming aware of all of these subtler aspects of yourself. What does your mental body really feel like? Right? What does it look like? Not with your eyes. What does your mental body look like? What does your not mental body, what does your emotional body look like? Right? We're not looking at your emotional body with your eyes, but can you perceive your emotional body in this moment? What can help you even perceive what that is? Back to the breath, just breathing and observing where you are emotionally, where you are energetically, and then allowing all of these aspects of yourself to merge into one, because you also have your physical body, right? So allow these all to merge into one. Become aware, expand your awareness, right? You can see 360 degrees if you open your mind to that, right? And so things become really boring when we're not utilizing our full capacity, when we're not operating from our full capacity. And it is up to you to be open to that. You have to be open in your mind enough to receive that and to allow yourself to have that experience. You have to be open up in your heart enough to have that experience for yourself. And if you are able to open yourself and you really want that, if that is a desire of your heart, then you will have that experience. If it does not serve you, then you probably won't even be able to perceive this video. So shouts out to everybody who's watching this and who genuinely is opening themselves or has been wanting to expand in such a way. And then all the answers will become clear to you, because all of these answers are already within you and they're already all around you. I heard this saying of like the answer is lies within the question. So as you open your awareness up and you expand yourself, you will start to see what your divine and individual cycle might be. What makes sense for you? What makes sense with the flow of your life, the trajectory of your life? My trajectory and your trajectory are two completely different things, and they can merge to become one, right? If that is the intention, or if that is the desire of your heart and my heart, and simultaneously, or if that's just what divinely aligns. But these are things to consider. It is up to us to take the journey. So I appreciate you for watching, and I pray that you have a beautiful night, a beautiful life, a beautiful breath, wherein which you are inhaling the desires of your heart, your intentions for yourself, for humanity, and you are also exhaling that. So I appreciate you, and yes, I'm happy for you.